Good. All right, so entrepreneurship. So anybody know the definition of entrepreneurship?
One who takes a risk.
That's that's pretty much it. Is a risk, but let's dig a little deeper into it. Where we at here? Yeah, it's functional. All right, so the why. Why do you want to be an entrepreneur? Do you want money? Come on now. All right, so a lot of people want to be an entrepreneur because I think they can make a lot of money. But as I realized, you don't really make a lot of money in the first couple of years. I used to have a day job at AT&T, and I made $21 an hour, and I installed cable. Right, so I was the guy who came out to your house, and I had the work boots on with the work belt, and I'll come in and set up your TV, your phone, and your internet. And I was that guy. But then I finally realized that if I wanted to make more money, I had to work more hours. And there's no fun in that. Like, who wants to work more hours? Anybody? Nobody, right? But who wants to make more money?
Everybody.
There we go. And that's how when you make more money by making your money make money for itself. And you don't really have to trade time for dollars. When you have to spend more time to make more money, you get they call it burnout, or you get bogged down, and then it's a rat race. It's a trap. You're stuck in a box. It's really no way out of that. So I figured that I had to own my own business. I started off right out of college shooting videos, music videos. So I was a guy who shot videos for all the local rappers. Elijah went out. I took him with me on a lot of shoots, and we would go out to these locations, and there'd be a whole bunch of rappers. We'll shoot the video. I'll charge them for the service. Boom, I'll give them the video. I was in business. That's on a smaller scale. But then I realized I had to make more money than that. I mean, we always want to go from level to level. So I knew I had to create a way to make more money. And then through relationships, through developing myself personally, I met a couple people, and they were in this business, and they wanted to get out. And the opportunity was there, so I got into that. I want to get this going here. So entrepreneurship, is it because you want freedom? I mean, who likes having a boss in here? Nobody. It's kind of one of those things that a lot of people don't really like their boss. And I wasn't in that position. I mean, I try to like everybody. I try to be likable with everybody. But I didn't really like having a boss being told what to do, when to do it, how to do it. You got to show up at this time. You got to clock out. You got to take your lunch at this time. You only get this amount of paid days off. You got to work weekends. I mean, it'll be Sunday morning and I'm going to work. Like, that's not good success. I mean, we all want to be in church on Sunday. So I figured that to get more freedom, I had to go out on my own. And now I'm my own boss. But the thing with being your own boss, there's a lot more responsibility involved. A lot more. I'm the accountant. I'm the janitor. I'm HR. I do the hiring and firing. I do the production. I do the sales. I do everything. I mean, everything involved in my business, I do. So it's a lot more time intensive, and you don't really make a lot in the first. Well, you can. Don't let me say that. You can make a lot of money in the first couple of years, but a lot of businesses, they trend negative first before you get positive, which is all right. That's the risk part of it. Okay. And then a lot of people want to be an entrepreneur because they want respect. Who's been told in their life that they wouldn't really amount to anything? I mean, that everybody has had. Who's played for a team where the coach didn't give them the playing time or the reps that they really wanted, right? It kind of pisses you off, right? It makes you want to get back at them. And you can't go up to him and punch him in the face. You can't go key his car or anything. So what you do is you get successful on him. I went to college. I got a football scholarship. So I went to Pittsburgh High School, got a football scholarship, went to South Dakota State, and kind of just did 5 years out there. Didn't really work out how I planned it to. I didn't really have dreams of going to the NFL. That was never really my thing. But I wanted to play. I didn't get the playing time that I felt I deserved. So it kind of does something on the inside of you. It kind of makes you a little more edgy. Makes you a little bit less of like a happy-go-lucky type of dude, and it kind of gets the wheels turning on the inside. So, I mean, I can honestly say now I make more money than the guy who didn't play me when I was in college. I mean, I will never tell them that because I'm not that type of guy. But it makes me feel better on the inside. Like, we all have these little wins on the inside. Like, oh, really, I'm better than him now. But that's not the motivation. And then also, I mean, none of us. Who in here went to Harvard or Yale or Princeton, anything like that? So
Cambridge.
Yeah. So none of us are the blue blood Ivy League school type of guys. But think about it. We can all be successful in our own right. A success can be determined by whatever you think it is. I mean, if you want to make $80,000 a year and you make $80,000 a year, you're a success. If that's what you feel is success. If you want to make 50 and you make 50, you're a success in your own right. So it doesn't really have to be on society's standards of success. But when you can control your own destiny and set your own bar, you can make yourself your own success in your own right. Okay, so let's get into the mentality of being an entrepreneur. The mentality. So there's a lot of things are a head game. A head game means that the stuff that you see, like people punching numbers on computers, drilling a screw into a piece of wood, putting a car together, that's all physical, but there's more. It's actually stuff going on the inside that makes you a success in that. Because when I worked at AT&T, there was they have these number matrices, and they would know how many times, say if I came out to the church, did a job, and then something went wrong with the internet, they called me back out, the company would know that I didn't do the job right the first time. So what type of guy are you? Are you going to go out there and throw the job in, get out so you can get to the club early on a Friday? Or are you going to spend a couple extra hours making the wires tight and right and get the job done so you don't have to come back out on Monday? It's more of a mentality. Do it right the first time, you don't have to do it again and again, which costs you time and money. And with entrepreneurship, a lot of businesses fail because they either don't have the knowledge or the money. So you're going to burn X amount of dollars. If you run out of money, you're out of business. But if you know enough, you can save your money and not make those mistakes, and you can stay in business for longer. So do it right the first time. Embrace failure. Who's all failed in life, right? Pretty much all of us failed. Whether you drop the winning touchdown and in the end zone, your whole team looks at you like, dude, just catch the ball, man. Or you missed your kid's soccer game, or you felt like you should have did something more and you didn't, so you failed at that. But what we do is we take failure and we learn from it. We take it, we internalize it, and we say, okay, now I know what not to do. What my brother Joe was saying. He's saying, now you know what not to do the next time around. Because like Pastor says, there's nothing really new on the earth. It's just the same stuff going around and hitting us all at different times in our lives. So I'm going to be at a moment where Deacon Alfonso's in a real estate. So I'm going to be in a position where, okay, I might meet this property. I don't know how to get the funding for it, but he already was at that position, so I can call and ask him. I can learn from his failure, his time going through it, and apply it to my life. One of the most powerful things is taking other people's failures and applying them to your life. Like, I'm the type of guy with the whole beginner's mindset. I don't feel like I know everything. If you meet somebody, young kids, if you meet somebody and they feel and they sound or act or talk like they got everything licked, like they know everything, get away. Get your hat, get out of there. You don't want to be around anybody that feels like they can't learn anything. You can learn something from anybody. The bum on the corner peddling for money, he could teach you something. You might want to learn. You might not want to learn financial stuff from him, but he can teach you about something that you can apply to your life. Watch who you take advice from. You guys will be surprised. The grown people sitting in this room, you'll probably make more money than them. So when people give you advice, if you don't like the way their life looks now, don't listen to them. Chew the meat, spit out the bones. I learned this growing up in the church. There's a lot of men, they want to give you advice. They want to tell you this, they want to tell you that. I just sit there and go, yeah. I'm not listening to them. Because I don't like the way their life looks. Their wife ain't really happy with them. Their kids are raggedy. I don't want that life. So I'm not going to listen to their advice. So watch who you listen to. It's a lone wolf mentality. Like, being an entrepreneur is lonely. It's lonely out there. You guys, one thing when I graduated from college and came back out here to church, I didn't want to get a job. I can't really stand when we tell our kids, go out there and get a good job. We should be in a position to tell our kids to create jobs. You should be the employer, not the employee. One of the most fulfilling, happiest times of my life was I got this MacBook and I got the loudspeakers and all that, and I took my resume, right, and I dragged it into the recycle bin on my Mac, and it made that noise. It goes, you get what I'm saying? Because that means I'm not applying for a job. Who knows? In the future, something like that might happen. But as of now, I'm not looking for jobs. I'm looking to hire people. I'm looking to get people like you guys working for me. You guys will finally, we'll get back on entrepreneurship, but there's money in this church. If you guys need money, just like Brother Don said, somebody else said that, if you want to, they'll let you cut their grass and they'll pay you for it. They'll let you wash their cars and pay you for it. There's money in the church. So when you walk around here and you don't want to talk to anybody, you're really just dropping money on the ground. You're just taking money out of your pockets, throwing it on the ground, because you can find jobs and opportunities with the men and women of this church. Mm-hmm. So you want to just shake people's hands, say hi to them, smile at them, even if you don't even know them. Just say hi, hey, how you doing? And it could be because you never know. They might have that $5,000 check for your new Christmas, whatever toy you want. You get what I'm saying? It is lonely. There's a lot of hours I spend in that office, and there's nobody around. Nobody cares. I know my parents love me, but they can't be with me 24/7. I know they're holding me up in prayer, but it's one of those things that you're alone. You're gonna hang out with. I'm a business owner, and it's hard for me to hang out with a lot of employees because the mentality is different. I can't stand when people love Friday. I can't stand that. Thank God it's Friday, TGIF. I can't stand that. Why? Because I'm closed on the weekends. My money stops. They get to go out and party on the weekend. I'm going back to the office after this to get some stuff done to get ready for next week. So when people say, oh, man, I can't wait till Friday, or, oh, Monday, I'm happy it's Monday. I get to get out there. I get to go talk to some customers. I get to make some money. I get to go submit some quotes, put in some RFPs, and start getting some money going. That's Monday for me. I love it. Yeah, Monday, let's go. My employees are pissed off. I'm like, come on, y'all, let's go. Let's go. Sometimes you got to talk. I'm the youngest one in there. I'm like, come on, let's go. You know, it's Monday. Let's get what we got going. Let's get this going. And then the last part of the mentality is you got to be a pit bull. Everybody knows a pit bull. They're like a dog. A lot of people don't like the dogs, but they grab onto something and they take it and they don't let go. You're gonna find whatever you like. I still don't know what I want to do in life. I'm 27 years old. I don't know what I want to do in life. I got this business. I got a rental property. I got some cash. There's a lot of opportunities, but I still don't know what I want to do in life. But I know that the moves I'm making now are going to set me up for what I really want to do in life. I mean, if somebody asks me what would be your dream job, Joseph, or your dream career, I would want to be a travel blogger. You know, somebody that can travel, stay in nice hotels, and just write about it and shoot video. I mean, that'll be my like that job. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, they pay you to come out to the hotel. You write about it. That'll be fun. But until I get to that, I got to take whatever I'm at now and just grind it into the ground. Just beat it every day. You got to wake up every day, grab your sword, and start slaying dragons. I mean, I just moved out of my parents' house. That's a praise break. All right. Yeah. But it was one of those things that it was getting too comfortable. I can't stand it when people just say, "Oh, I just want to be comfortable." I mean, what is comfortable? Define comfortable. You make X amount of money that you can't really take another vacation, but you can take one vacation. Like, I want to be able to put my kids through private school. I want to make that type of money. I want to have 4 boys when I grow up. I want to be able to put them all through private school, pay for all the high-priced sports camps, get them all the high-priced trainers, do all that fun stuff, send them to exchange students in Japan and Europe and Austria, Hungary, all that fun. So I want to be able to afford that. I mean, that's considered comfort to me. I mean, but I mean, you got to have some money to do that. So I mean, I got to get there, and whatever I'm doing now, I got to attack that just so I can have that in my future. So let's talk about idea viability, because who's here has an idea for a business? Does anybody have an idea? Okay, so we most of us, like, we're probably working our day job. We say, man, I wish I could really do this. You know, I kind of want to branch off and do this for myself. So what you want to do is the quickest a way to test your idea viability is to find a point paint within the market. Meaning that, so like Brother Don, he said his son left. He doesn't want to cut grass anymore. That's a pain point for Don. Listen, take notes on this. That's a pain point. Brother Don just said he doesn't really want to cut grass. So what you could do is say, hey Don, you don't want to cut grass. I got a lawnmower. Pay me to do it. That's his pain point. You just ease his pain by cutting his grass. He works. He gets money. He could pay you to cut his grass. When I was working for AT&T, they hire technicians. What Comcast do is they hire 1099 employees, contractors. So I was an employee. Comcast, they do contractors. All that is, if me, like Deshaun works for AT&T as well, if me and Deshaun said, hey, let's form our own business, and let's go to AT&T and say, hey, pay us this amount of dollars, and we'll do the same work we're doing for you. They might entertain that if it was enough of us who did it. But if you're in a smaller office, you can go to your boss and say, hey, it's a tax write-off. You're 1099ing us. We'll make more money. You'll be able to save more money. Same work will be done, and everybody will be happy that way. Scratch your own itch. If you don't want to do something, or if you feel like that something that's being done in your life that you don't really like the way it's being done, like your own itch might be, like, I really don't like having a schedule for haircut appointments, because it's like you got to talk to the barber, he's got to figure that out, you go back and forth. I wish that there was a way that somebody could schedule haircut appointments for me, doctor's appointments and all that other stuff. I don't want to do that. I don't want to deal with that. So I wish somebody could do that for me. Then why don't I create a business that does that for people? Because if you're scratching your own itch, I guarantee somebody else in here doesn't really like doing the same thing, and you could charge people for it. Build a better mousetrap. What I did is I bought a business. We make T-shirts, signs, and banners, polos, all that fun stuff. And I knew I could do it better than the guy who was doing it before. So I said, hey, I'm going to come in, I'm going to take this off your hands, and I'm going to drive sales up. That's what I did. I like being in the sales atmosphere. I like talking to people. I like getting people to like me. And so I can charge people and make more money off of doing it. So where do we start? So we got our ideas of, the pain points, scratching your own itch, or building a better mousetrap. So where do you start? Say you got a product. Like my dad wants to release a info product for people wanting to build their own business or build their own churches. So what I would say to him is start with pre-sales. You don't want to go out and make 100,000 DVDs, take on all those expenses before somebody actually wants to buy your product, because you're going to be sitting on a whole bunch of DVDs. I mean, some of you people might know these, everybody who does an MLM, right? They go out and buy a whole bunch of like milkshakes or a whole bunch of little product Mary Kay stuff, and they're just sitting on it for years in the garage. That's because they didn't actually test their market. They didn't have a buyer before they got up on the inventory. So what you do is you go out and say, hey, who wants to pay for this? Start taking people's credit card information. Start taking some actual money, and then go buy the product. Just say, hey, it's going to be a 2-week turnover. We got the product. We'll ship it out to you. It's going to be 2 weeks. They pay you. Boom. 2 weeks later or a week later, you go build your product. You go ship it to them. Now you know that you're actually in business. Another way to start is skill up and launch a service. A lot of services is the lower startup cost, like a service in the lawn mowing business. You can buy a lawnmower, or you can rent a lawnmower, or you can find another brother at a church, say, I'll pay you $10 a month to use your lawnmower to go make $50 a week cutting other people's grass. You can lease a lawnmower. It's lower expenses. You don't have to have that many moving parts. You can find a business and add value. That's what I did. I found a business, and I said I can add value in this right. So end game. Nothing lasts forever except for salvation. But what does success look like to you? Making $80,000, making $125,000, making $5 million? You got to define your own success, because if you don't know your goals, you're just a ship without a rudder. You're gonna be doing this and that, this and that. You're gonna wake up, be 50. You're gonna have an okay wife, okay kids, okay house, okay car, and that's your life. You got to define what you exactly want in life. Do you want to do this forever? Do you want to build a business, give it to your kids? Do you want to build a business, sell it, go live on a boat for the rest of your life? In your exit strategy, how are you going to do that? Kind of where I'm in the position now, I want to build a business and sell it, right? I don't want to be in this forever. So what I need to do is to make this business work without me having to have so much input in it. The business is driven by me. Everybody knows me as the face of Instant Imprints in the East Bay area. And that's not good, because if I go to sell, they're going to be like, hey, if you leave, all your customers are going with you. And then it's not a valuable business right now. But I'll get it to the point to where I got some people selling for me, got some people up front, I got some people doing certain things that where I don't have to be in the business all day, every day. How am I on time?
You're on time.
Am I on, okay. Any questions? Any questions? No questions? All right, cool. Well, thanks for listening in. If you guys